Life in this human existence is about crossroads. Your life is about a series of choices that you make. You are 100% responsible for your life and the path that you choose. There is no in between. Crossroads. You choose your path. My name is Asha Sekhmet, and I am a Tantra practitioner, oracle, spirit guide, thought leader, and my purpose is to build a sovereign community based on like-minded souls to become closer to the Creator without strict religious doctrine. We practice polygamy, polyamory, tribalism, and sovereignty. So I received a really good question from a sister on TikTok about in the vetting process for a potential sister wife, should you do a background check and look at their mental health history and things of that nature? Okay, so this prompted me to do this video as well on what polygamy is truly about. It is about sovereignty. So this means that you are opting into a different path in life. You are choosing to say that you are responsible for your own family and community affairs. This means that responsibility is also on you and your community. Now, a vetting process should happen through a community that practice polygamy, right? So this gets into the conversation about, well, what community do you belong to? If you have a couple that is seeking a sister wife and they're searching for her and they're not in a community, then they are not doing polygamy. That is not polygamy. And if you are a single woman and a couple approaches you and do not use the terms marriage, spouse, looking at you as a wife coming on, and they're not in a community, do not enter that union. They look at you as a object, a toy, something to have fun with. If they're not in a community of structure and accountability, they do not look at you as a living, breathing soul. So when we're talking about the concept of looking up someone's all caps legal name to see background information in mental health history, then you are relying on a third party entity to give you information, and you're still operating within a whole different system, guidelines, laws that you have to abide by. So that means that you should be practicing monogamy. You cannot mix the two. You choose your pathway. Again, life is about choices. It's about crossroads. And we have to understand this is another part of being on earth right now, right? They say that earth is a hard school. They say it's the hardest school to pass, right? So this means that if you are choosing to practice polygamy, you are opting into an alternative path in life to become sovereign, to become a part of a community and building towards collective resources, also building towards collective talent, gifts with people in your community. That's what polygamy is truly about. If you are just a couple by yourself, you're not in a community, that's not polygamy. And also, this is in the Functional Polyamory Guideline that I have for free. You can go to my link tree and read this so that you can understand what are some things that you need to be mindful of in this day and time. Because as this become trendy, right? Poly become trendy, that we're heading into dangerous waters, especially here in the West, because who is holding people accountable? The Most High. There are governing laws in this reality that governs the universe, right? We are always tested, we are always seen, right, by the Most High. So this means that there needs to be the utmost integrity practice in terms of community and collective building. And this is not said to steer fear, right? No, it's to talk about how serious polygamy actually is. right? I have known, Black women and Black men, particularly, who have attempted to do something like this, have a polygamous family, and things were good. You even ask some questions about their dynamic, and they say it's one of the best experiences that they ever had. That relationship union doesn't exist today. That man doesn't even have those wives anymore. The women are by themselves. Why? Why? Because they weren't building a community. A community does not represent just one family. That's not a community. A community involves men, women, children, ancestors, spirit guides, a faith-based system, right? Some type of agreement, right? A council that comes together to hold everyone accountable and structure. And this is really what it's about. So this means that if you are someone that's seeking a true community, then you need to join a community. I would be cautious about interacting with any couple that approaches you about polygamy and you ask them what community they belong to and they cannot tell you. Do not enter that union. They look at you as a toy, as something to play with. And we have to be real. We have to have these conversations because historically in the West, adults have been sexually suppressed. So this means that they could look at a woman coming in as something to have fun with, to get out their sexual fantasies and sick desires, right? Do not enter that. You are a living, breathing soul. And when we talk about polygamous marriages coming together, the vetting process of sister wives will be done through a community collective. Now, let's talk about an example of this. In a Maji community, we have, of course, women in leadership. It's an actual community that is based on a spiritual life system. This is based on the life system that I was initiated in for 7 years, an indigenous spiritual community. My task was just to take the life system and build a community out of it. Okay, so when we look at this life system, we are given a blueprint, right? This blueprint predates my birth in this lifetime, right? So this means that we're taking the indigenous wisdom, and there is an education process that comes along with this. And there's multiple ways you can use the life system into your life, right, to help evolve your soul. So that's what it's about. Remember, there's a difference between information and spiritual evolvement. What we have in the Maji community is a system and a community network that allows each member to spiritually evolve. That's what you want. You want a faith-based system, community intact. So for us, we have a vetting process of sister wives, which is really a pairing process, right? Because it's not based on an individual couple saying, I want that one. No, that's treating women like objects, right? No, we have a pairing process based on your incarnation purpose, based on your bagua, your spiritual numbers. When you come into this human realm, who would pair best based on their spiritual energy and what their actual numbers are coming into this world, right? What is their actual incarnation purpose, and who are the people in the community that can best be paired with them in a family unit to allow them to reach the highest and greatest version of themselves? That's how we do a pairing process, right? So you see how serious this is, right? So in the Maji community, this is why we have sister wife calls. This is why we have events, because when we get everyone in one place, then we have an opportunity to get to know people in a community perspective. And I can, of course, build relationships out. And as I'm a part of the leadership team in the Maji community, we can work together as a team of oracles to do this pairing process, right? So this is why we have the Sister Wives Rising Call, which is going to be this Wednesday, September 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, some humans in the world do not like that life is about crossroads and choices. You have to choose a path and you cannot intermix or go back. So what does this mean? This means that you cannot want to live a modern American lifestyle and try to practice an indigenous sacred family structure like polygamy. There will be serious spiritual consequences for trying to cross that. You have to choose a path. One path is the modern Western way of living. The alternative path is sovereignty. The sister wife calls will be September 10th, 17th, and 24th. These are Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come have girl chat with us, have fun, have collective growth, and learn how sisterhood works in poly relationships. So I look forward to seeing you all. You can reserve your spot for the Sister Wives Rising Call at ashasekhmet.com. And again, when we go back to the concept of someone asking, should I do a background check on potential sister wives? And in short, what I will say that I would not advise you to do that. But what I will say is you have to be mindful of what polygamy truly is about, which is about sovereignty. And an all caps legal name for a person that does not represent their living, breathing soul. If you want to learn more about how to position yourself and your family towards sovereignty, you can always schedule a wealth building consultation with me. And if you are looking to build community and live the indigenous life system of practicing polygamy, then you can get on our calls. You can come to our events to learn more and get the education about our life system with the Maji community. All right, so let me know if you all have any questions in the comment section. You can watch this, the full response I put on TikTok. And let me know your thoughts. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.